Three-quarter time here at Alberton Oval. Welcome back to everyone streaming this coverage either on the Port Adelaide Football Club website or the Adelaide Football Club website. It is three-quarter time. The Crows leading by 25 points. It is the Crows 8-7-55, Port Adelaide 3-12-30. Daniel Norton, Tom Wren and Lee Gaskin with you.
Yeah, and we've sorted out those few little technical issues, but the story I think of that third quarter, Lee, was definitely Riley Thilthorpe. A couple of goals in that term. He's got 4 for the afternoon now, and gee, if you're a Crows fan watching at the moment, a lot of excitement there. He was sensational in that term.
It wasn't just the goals, Tommy. It's, you know, his marking ability, his ability to set up his teammates as well. He's just such a presence in that forward 50. It's really exciting times for the Crows to see a player like Riley Thilthorpe starting out his career.
And from a Port perspective, Moore kicked their second goal, and then Montgomery almost immediately after was nice. And there was a beautiful bit of play as well where Mead got it to Burgoyne. He had a little right foot snap at goal, didn't quite go through, but a couple of great Port Adelaide names there in Mead and Burgoyne with a nice bit of play, Norts.
My word, yeah, you could just see the way Burgoyne crumbed that ball, and we were just talking off air too.
He's got some talent.
Yeah, how much talent he's got, and how Mead and Schofield sort of, they're low to the ground, they're very sort of, their low centre of gravity, they play very similar sort of styles, and both very skillful. Just in terms of Thilthorpe though, you could just see him growing into the game, couldn't you? His confidence, he started getting a presence in that second quarter.
Yeah, and he started to get that confidence of where to run to, Lee, and it was just becoming instinctive. Perhaps in the first half, just a little bit slow, which is understandable to find his feet, but I think once he got a couple of marks in general play, he just got so much more confidence.
Now, I think the service from his teammates got a bit better as the game has gone on as well, Tommy. They sort of know his leading patterns and know where to put the ball for him. So, yeah, really great signs there, and hopefully continue on for this last quarter.
So if you're just joining us, it was the Crows by 6 points at quarter time. They led by 13 at half time, and the margin now 25 points as we head into the final term. A reminder as well that the coverage is going to keep on coming. This is only the first game of 2 today, can you believe? We've got another one coming, and that's the seniors, if you like, taking on one another. Port and the Crows doing battle again in the second game, starting at 11:30 Nords.
Yes, Chris Dittmar will join us. Will Goodings as well will bring you through that coverage from around about 11:30. So really looking forward to that. The final quarter, though, underway here in this AFL non-selected game. And like they've gone all day, it's Strawn up against Hayes. Hayes brings the ball down, tries to gather it with one hand. Handballs back towards Garner. Quick hands, good running through the centre. Mays to Frederick. Port Adelaide are away. Centre half forward towards Lord. Bursts through his hands. Now's a chance. Out the back to Lord again. Should kick the goal from here, the young fella. And he does not quite. He just chipped it, and it just like a little 9-iron got touched on the goal line. What a piece of play
you want to finish that, North, don't you? But yeah, you're right. Just didn't have enough on it. Great work by the Crows defender. A bit of desperation to get back and rush it over.
And here is Josh Worrell, who's been taking a lot of the kickouts today for the Crows. Margin now an even 4 goals. So Worrell is going to do what he's done a few times, just run straight out and straight down the corridor, looking for the big man there in Strawn, who couldn't take it. Newchurch ran into it quickly. We've seen this a few times today. Takes a bounce. Now handballs over the top. That was really well done. He might get it back here. No, instead the handball comes across. Now inside to Berry. He's got to beat a couple. He does. Fends off one, then throws it on the left boot. Up towards Thilthorpe, who's been excellent today. And he takes another mark. No, not paid. Still threw it on the right boot, and it hits the post. Through for one behind. Well, I thought he'd done enough to claim the mark. The umpire said play on, and he almost kicked it anyway. And the margin now back to 25 points.
How good was it? Don't argue from Sam Berry. I was going to say Tom Berry, but Sam Berry there, fantastic. I'm really loving watching his game today. Really tough inside mid.
So what's happened here? The umpire says no. You just got to clear the space a little bit more. Very ticky touchwood type umpiring there. He said Joel Garner was just too close by about 15 centimetres. So Leonard will just double back and go again. So takes his full distance, pumps it towards centre wing. A magnificent raking kick and a great mark there by Ollie Lord. Just stuck up the telescopic arm and dragged it in. He did. He's had some moments. Frederick draws a player over the top to Hayes. Hayes thinks it through, chips it into space, and did really well in the end for a big fella to find Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe goes short. The man in the orange boots there, that is Mead, son of course, the great Darren Mead for Port Adelaide, the inaugural best and fairest winner in 97 in the AFL. Ball pitches forward. Well done there by the Crows player who tries to push his way through, and he does. Handballs. Ball goes sort of wide. Corcoran tries to trap it for Port Adelaide. They're moving it forward, and Frederick takes a mark right on the 50-metre line. Too far out to score for Frederick, so he will have to assess his options, go short and find Hayes. And according to you, Lee, Ruckman can't kick from there, so he's going to go wide and he's going to find Sutcliffe about 45 metres out.
Clearly listened to my advice, North, which is fantastic. He's given it off to the experienced Cam Sutcliffe, who's also gone short.
And finds a target and does well and finds Mead. So Mead will have a set shot from around about 35 metres out on a slight angle. Like I said, it's great to see. He's had a couple of soft tissue injuries last year. Didn't have a chance with COVID to play, obviously, in the SANFL last year. So really great to see this talented player in Jackson Mead. He's got a set shot from around about 35 metres out. Slight angle to draw Port Adelaide back within 3 goals. He's just pushed it to the right. And another minor score for Port Adelaide. So they move to 3-14-32. Adelaide 8-8-56. 4 minutes gone in this last quarter. All thanks to Balfours here from Albion Oval.
And Hinge kicks it out there towards Himmelberg, who's unable to take the mark. The ball goes out of play.
Great spoil there from Joel Garner. I thought Himmelberg had that under control, but Garner at the last second came across and forced a Bantry throw in.
Well, they've kicked the last couple goals of the game, the Power, and they're just having more of the general play at the moment. If they can get another 1 or 2 inside the next 10 minutes, there's still a chance to win this. I know there's nothing at the end of it, but always nice to win a game of footy. As the ball comes back into play now, there's O'Connor. He's gone almost to 7:20. Had to be holding the ball. Finally it is, and young Burgoyne with the tackle. He'd be happy with that. He almost kicked a goal in the previous term. He's a bit too far out to score. Still a couple of kicks from home. He's about 70 from goal. He just pops it to the hot spot. Ball off hands now, looking for one of the crummers. Ball now comes out. No one able to take it. Montgomery was in there. Already kicked one today. Ball in dispute. Number of bodies around this. Umpire's just letting it go. Still no whistle. Eventually blows it and says, I'll ball it up about 25 metres around here from Port's goal. They trail by 24 points, 4.5 gone in this final term.
Look at that screen. Try and work your way through there, Tommy. Players everywhere. Schofield thought he might not have had it. Quick kick on the boot from Montgomery. Looking for his second goal, but he just missed it. And so Port Adelaide draw within 4 goals. It's a 23-point margin. The Crows 56, leading Port Adelaide 33. So Hinge brings it out of defence for the Crows. Ball spills over the top to Newchurch. Quick hands. He's quick as a flash. Ball, though, trapped there by the Crows player. Tackled there to the ground by Leonard. That Crows player was Lockie Gollant. And there will be a ball up. Centre wing in front of that magnificent Foss Williams grandstand. You can see the GFG fencing in the background. So Leonard trying to find his way through. Another good tackle. Tight. And Sam Rennie. No relation to you, Rennie?
No. Yeah, I haven't managed to call that name too often today, but good surname.
No, exactly right. Newchurch, geez, he's quick, sharp, handballs, spins out of trouble, spins into trouble. Frederick's got him, and umpire says, that's good enough for me, holding the ball. Good tackle by Marty Frederick.
Yeah, that was on Rennie as well, so well done by Frederick, who now plays on, kicks the ball up towards attacking 50, and a good mark and lead. He's taken, this is going to be right on the distance, though, you would have thought. And it's young Ben Edwards who's got it. He's been okay today. He's looking to give off the handball. He does now, and he gives it to Leonard, who we know is a thumping kick. Didn't get too much of a run at it, though. He still thumps it about 55 metres, right to the behind post. Ball fisted out of play, and we'll get a boundary throw in. 23 points the margin, 6 minutes gone in this final term. Port doing most of the attacking here, Lee.
Quick shout out, Ben Edwards, great seasons for Adelaide University last year. Tommy led the goal kicking in the Div 1 competition, so great to see him get an opportunity with Port today.
Yeah, that is really good. It's that kind of match, isn't it, where a few players get an opportunity. Now the ball comes out here. Mays just sold the dummy and then runs into the open goal. And he gets Port within touching distance now. 17 points, 6.5 gone in this final term. They're 25-minute quarters. And they've now got the last 3 of the game, and it's Mays, who's been busy today, who gets his first.
It's all one-way traffic right now, isn't it, Tommy and Norts? Like, just that pressure, I think, is really lifted. The Crows are struggling to sort of transition the ball out of defence, and when they do, their forwards aren't really getting a good look at it. So, what have we got, about 10, 15 minutes to go? So, close to 18, so it'll be interesting to see if Port can string a few more together and make it a real interesting tight finish.
Only took you 3.5 quarters too to mention Adelaide University and et cetera, et cetera. What about the mighty Goodwood Saints?
I was just holding on the Norts, got to give myself something to talk about in the fourth. Yeah.
Okay, you know Riley Thilthorpe was a junior at Goodwood Saints, so I'm just going to
very good.
keep talking about that for the next. Back at the centre bounce, Strawn's. Oh no, the umpire will recall that favoured the Crows ruckman in Strawn. heavily there. So a quick recall, and the umpire should throw this up. So they reset. Strawn down. Good hands there by the Crows. They're going to snap that over the top of the shoulder. It's going to be very, very hard ball to mark by Garner, and he kept his eyes on the ball all the way. Well done there by Burgoyne. Burgoyne picks up quickly. Nice little stab pass, and suddenly they're away through Moore. So Moore's got it. Chips wide towards that man.
Edwards.
And he's got it. Benny Edwards.
Oh, my man. Benny Edwards. What a mark that was. It's Adelaide University's finest.
Correct weight. 60 metres out. Goes in short. Port Adelaide with a really fully finishing running here. Sutcliffe had it spoiled away, though, and well done by the Crows, though, just to clear that space towards Thilthorpe. Well done there by Piscini. Brought the ball to ground and then roved his own ball. Kicks up a little 9-iron. Pack of players emerge. There's a lot of scrappiness going on there. Woodcock tries to get the ball forward. The Crows player in Berry appeals for holding the ball. Good to see him back out there. He left in the third quarter with a leg injury. In goes Berry again. Jams it forward. It's a 2-on-1. What can Thilthorpe do here? Good spoil there by Piscini. And there'll be a boundary throw. Good contest there between the two youngsters, Thilthorpe from the Goodwood Saints and, of course, Piscini from WA.
And if you're just joining us, Benny Davis was tackled early in the second term, went down with what appeared to be an ankle injury. Nothing overly serious, but we haven't seen him since, so we'll try and get confirmation of that throughout the day. No other injuries to speak of. Riley Thilthorpe leading the way in terms on the scoreboard. He's got 4 goals. The Crows leading at the moment. He's been exceptional. Now, that was Schofield who picked it up. His kick, though, was cut off there, and it was Jack Lewis who took it. But the Crows now, they might be making a meal of this, and they do. Port have got an opportunity here to go forward, and they've got it now, and the player is Moore, who goes long and direct.
He's kicked it.
And I reckon he's kicked it.
Beautiful finish.
So Moore with his second goal. He kicked one late in the third term, and now he's got another. That's 4 in a row for Port. And they bring the margin back to 11 points. So a great goal on the run there from Ethan Moore. And Port Adelaide now, every opportunity. 9.5 minutes gone in this final term. And they've got all the momentum.
Really coming home with a wet sail, aren't they, Rennie? Really playing some good football now. That transition from defence to attack is looking sharp. And liking the work of their midfield, really getting their hands on the footy and giving their forwards lots of opportunities.
It's amazing, albeit a pre-season trial, when you get to the stage when it's midway through the last quarter and the game's up for grabs, how the energy levels and it just picks up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what level of footy you're playing.
You want to win. It's an important habit to get into, isn't it? You know,
It certainly is, absolutely.
So Ollie Lord now in the ruck for Port Adelaide. So he's just changed with Sam Hayes. So the umpire puts the ball down. Lord up against Strawn, who's rucked nearly exclusively all day for the Crows. Crows try and get it out. Handball back there by Berry. Now, they're in trouble here. Well done there, though. They just managed to get a handball free. Still Berry finds it. Strawn punches it forward for the Crows. Marshman tries to find the front spot. Newchurch has got it now. He'll tap in front. Now, Burgoyne and Newchurch, they're very similar players. Marshman, what can he do? Goes long towards the goal square. Well spoiled through there by Lena, up one-on-one against Thilthorpe. But very similar players, aren't they? Newchurch and Burgoyne, the way they move, very, very similar from both clubs. But that was an opportunity there for Marshman. But
have you got a favourite there in Marshman? Is it the Marshmallow, the Martian, or which way are we going with that? He's a bit of a cult hero, I think.
Well, I think I'd rather not Marshmallow. I'd rather just go the Martian.
It was good, though, by Newchurch, wasn't it? Just clever to tap it to himself. He's done a couple of things today, and you mentioned Burgoyne. Just in this last 20 minutes or so, has also done a couple of really exciting and skillful things. And we've said it a few times today, you're just looking for a couple of snippets from players, and I think we've seen a little bit from a few players today, listed players that have shown a little bit. As Schofield is in there for Port Adelaide, the ball now wrenched free out towards Strawn. Quick clearing kick towards attacking 50. Thilthorpe there with Piscini. Well done by Piscini. Good contest, and now he picks it up again. He'll be happy to see the boundary line here. Thilthorpe, though, great second and third effort. He goes back after the football as well. That was a great contest. Now the ball looks like it's going to spill out of play, or it might be a ball up. No, the umpire's paid holding the ball. So it'll be a free kick here to the Power, and another opportunity for them to rebound out of defence.
Joel Garner uses the ball well normally. Really tough player as well. Really strong through the core. Finds Corcoran. So Port Adelaide just held up here at half-back. Corcoran going to go down centre wing in front of that Williams stand. Beautiful kick. Finds Mead. Now Mead's got acres and acres and acres in front of him. Has a second bounce. Runs now towards that 50-metre line. Kicks inside 50. Looks for Montgomery. Well sport by the Crows. Ball comes forward. Back towards Edwards. Edwards kicks it higher rather than longer. That's going to bring rain, even though there's no clouds. Well done there by the Crows just to push the ball forward. And that ball will be taken over the boundary line there by the Port Adelaide player in Miller Carter. Boundary throw-in 30 metres around from the Port Adelaide goal, trailing by 12 points. A reminder, the senior game on shortly in around about an hour's time. Chris Dittmar and Will Goodings will bring you the blow-by-blow action of that game. Really looking forward to that. So boundary throw-in. Down to Woodcock. Woodcock, quick hands. Moore handballs over the top more and hope that anything. Woodcock gets it outside of the boot. I think he's kicked it. He has. And boy, Woodcock has had a wonderful day and now has put an exclamation mark next to his name with a goal. And Port Adelaide are back within 6 points. Let's check that scoreboard thanks to Balfours. Port Adelaide 6-15-51. The Crows 8-9-57 and game on, Lee.
When you've got the peroxide in the hair like Boyd Woodcock, you've got to pull off those sort of finishes in front of goal, don't you? That just lives up to that hairstyle. That was a beautiful finish. We saw him in the midfield. We have seen him for most of today, but I think he does his best work in the forward half. You can just see there. He just knows where the goals are. He can just create something out of nothing, and that was a beautiful goal to bring us back within 6 points.
Well, he's one player that could easily be playing in the second game, Lee, but he's dominated for large periods of today, and that's what he needs to do to push himself up into the coaching selection discussion with people like Ken Hinkley.
You look at the depth they have, Connor Rosie Fantasia's come across from Essendon, so there's lots of competition in that forward half.
So here we are back in the middle. Port Adelaide dominating this quarter, 3-0. Here's Frederick trying to get the ball free again. That was well done, though. Really well done. Now the kick goes long, up in towards attacking 50. Himmelberg, 1 grab, 2 grabs, 3. Couldn't quite get there. Fassini just did enough to spoil him, and that was nicely done.
Probably been a bit disappointing today, Himmelberg. Like we've obviously talked about Phil Thorpe and his 4 goals and setting teammates up, but Himmelberg just struggled to get into the game, really.
Boyle, it was the man who kicked it inside. Now, Edwards was unopposed there in the ruck, so just takes it out. That was smart play and a really courageous grab taken there by Moore. So he looks to get it on quickly, goes to Frederick, who takes a bounce, just stops for a moment, then gives off the football. Now the kick comes up towards the half-forward flank, and the mark is taken. And again, another opportunity here for Port to score.
Indeed it is. Good transition football. So Port Adelaide with an opportunity through Williams to go deep inside 50. He goes as long as he can, lords the target, ball comes down. Trying to pat it forward is that Port Adelaide player I can't quite pick up. Burgoyne's in there. Crows player, look, Ginger in the background, getting to his feet now. And well done there by the Crows player in Ron O'Connor. Brings the ball forward. Walton, quick hands, probably caught high. Umpire says play on. Phil Thorpe kicks it magnificently, and they're away through Hutchins. Hutchins goes long. Here's a real opportunity for my man Martian. What can he do? Just got to get a sit. Jams it onto the boot and misses. Oh, misses.
Goldsack just winds back the clock there and puts on a great tackle.
Good closing speed, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
He wanted it in the Port Adelaide. You could hear the roar.
Marshman's on a bit of a treadmill there, unfortunately, but great work by Goldsack.
He was. He had the handbrake on for a while there, Big Marshman, but Goldsack got there and enacted a very, very good tackle. So Port Adelaide still trailing by 7 points. Goldsack goes long again, very direct. And a good mark there by Ben Edwards ever since Lee mentioned him. He's been
absolutely on fire, isn't he?
Absolutely on fire. So lean it, half back, long kick, looking for Wiedemann. Wiedemann flies, ball comes to the back of the pack. Plenty of time here now for the Crows, although he got closed down really quickly. Worrell's got that ball, kicks long towards centre wing. Big important mark here, and it's a strong mark taken there by the Crow player on centre wing in front of Corcoran. And so this is and 50. And 50. Did you see what happened there, Lee? I just dropped my eyes down. What happened there?
I think it was a bit of an encroachment through the protected zone there, Norts. I think one of his teammates, one of the Port players, might have run through the mark there.
So the Crows have kicked 2 goals already today from 50-metre penalties, one to Borlase and the other one to Thilthorpe. And they look set for another opportunity here. Really only 35, 40 metres out for the Crow player who's just leaning over the ball now, about to go on the runway. So this is an important kick. 17 minutes gone in this quarter. The Crows leading by 7 points. And, well, remember, it's a shortened quarter, only a 25-minute quarter. So a goal here would give the Crows a 2-goal, 1 lead. And he puts it on its way, and it's hit the post. So he thumped it, that player there.
Lockie Gollan?
In Lockie Gollan, of course, the first goal scorer of the day, and he extends the Crows' lead by that single margin to 8 points now, 59-51. to 51.
Yeah, so 8 points the margin. There's about 7.5 minutes to go. Lean it. Wanted an option, but eventually took a bounce. Good corralling there from Thilthorpe. He now goes long and just trying to get it out there with Schofield. The Crows, though, they're going to win it back or get a holding the ball. And it goes with the latter, so chance for them to just wax the clock a little bit. Kick in board there to Hinge. Didn't go to 15, so he's forced to play on. Kick was smothered, and it's going to work out okay for them. Now a long kick again inside 50.
Downfield.
Downfield, he was dumped after kicking it, so bit of afters going on here inside 50. You can see some push and shove. We've seen that a few times today. Nothing too much in it at the moment.
Gollan in there with Lena, just blowing up a bit of steam here at the moment, both teams.
And we've seen a few times it's going to be tough for the AFL coaches this season. The free kick here is going to go to Lockie Ryan.
Or Gollan's got it now.
Or Gollan now, so yeah, it looked like it was going to go to
Didn't
Ryan.
know he had it.
It's going to be Gollan. That encroachment rule, or the 50-metre rule, where the standing, you have to be a standing player, it's going to be enforced in the AFL, which has caused a lot of friction already. But in the SANFL,
it won't be.
It won't be. So that's going to be an adjustment that players are going to have to make.
Well, from Port and the Crows only.
Exactly. That's going to be difficult for them.
Because
one week you're playing like a Boyd Woodcock playing in the SANFL, and then the next week you're in the AFL. Very different set of rules.
It is, and of course, that applies to a couple of other rules as well. The last touch out of bounds, and
yep.
You can't have the third man up, at AFL level, but you can at the SANFL level. So a little bit confusing.
So that's something the coaches will have to be across SANFL and AFL. Gollan now comes in. The kick's going to go right to the line, but might be rushed through, or Hayes takes a good grab on the second attempt. So Port just need to get it moving here. There's still time. They just need a couple of goals, but they're at the wrong end of the ground at the moment.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes left in this game, and Adelaide have led from go to woe all the way. Kicked the first goal of the game and haven't looked back since then. But Port Adelaide closing fast. Ball centre wing. In there is Schofield wrapping up the Crow play. Umpire says that ain't going anywhere, and we'll have a ball up. You can see Sam Mays on the other side of the ground there in front of the GFG sign, looking to come back onto the ground. Newchurch charging on for the Crows as well in the back of picture. So Frederick, he hasn't got the football. Umpire says play on. Garner handballs in hope. Serene's going to get the football there for Port Adelaide, but chopped off really well there by the Crow player, who pushes it forward to a 2-on-2 here. Himmelberg, Piscini. What can Piscini do? Himmelberg gives it to Thilthorpe. Thilthorpe around the body. He hasn't, has he? No, he hasn't. He's missed it. And another minor score. So now the Crows squandering some opportunities going forward. They've ballooned out to 8-12-60. Port Adelaide 6-15-51.
So still time, as we said, but they're going to have to get a wriggle on now. Probably need a goal from this next passage. Garner has it, and he's got a transfer play completely.
That's a great kick.
Fantastic kick. Just
kick.
opens up the space, doesn't he, Lee? It's Bassini. Oh, he got caught. He wanted to go on the right boot, but had to go on the left, and he's turned it over. Crows now an opportunity. Bassini looking to make up for that error. Good pressure. Carter needs to get rid of it. Does so. Frederick in the middle of the ground. He also handballs off to Garner. He's buffeted as he kicks it, not holding the ball. Carter again gives off the handball to Mead, who's gotten better as the game's gone on. Goes down the guts. Ball inside 50, looking for Burgoyne. He picks it up really cleanly. Gets the handball away. He was tackled as he did so. Got it away just in time, though. Crows have got the numbers. Ball, though, spills out again. Getting it was Frederick. Snaps around the body. He's coming back. Oh, what a kick.
Oh, no, it's
He's given it a point.
Oh, just gone over the goalpost. It looked good from our angle, but through for one behind. Margin.
Boy.
That looked like it bent back beautifully, didn't it, boys?
It did.
Well, I know there's depth perception because you're not sure when it's cleared that post, but
it was close.
Geez, looked like it might have snuck in.
8 points the margin. 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. Port Adelaide, they're coming and coming. Can they get there, though?
So Hinge has got it. He's in no hurry at the moment. He's just sort of directing traffic. He'll go on that left foot, stabs it wide, looks for Berry. Berry can't mark that. Goldsack breathing down his neck.
It's been solid today, hasn't he?
Boundary throw in Berry or Goldsack.
Berry and Goldsack.
Goldsack's been okay too.
Yep.
But Berry's been very, very good. Probably the leading possession winner for the Adelaide Crows through the midfield. So boundary throw in. Really enjoyed your company today, Tommy Wren, Lee Gascon. There's 3 minutes left. Hope you've enjoyed it at home. 3 minutes left, 8 points. The margin. Boundary throw in. Hayes desperately trying to force it down. The Crows, though, will clear it and go long. Dangerous kick. Umpire hits the deck. He's gone down. It's all happening at the moment. Now, Lena's got time. He should find some space, a little outside of the foot type kick, and that's sort of not going to work in this situation. It's a really good mark there from Lockie Ryan, which will hold it up for the Adelaide Football Club. So 2.5 minutes left. You think the Crows are going like winners at the moment. Goes short.
You can see some tight legs out there, Norts. The players just aren't pushing forward, the Crows guys who really need to get a move on here.
Correct. So Rennie had it and then just chipped it over the top there, and another strong mark for the Crows player in Ace Taylor. So he'll be in no hurry, Taylor. Garner dancing up and down on the one spot. Umpire calls play on, so you can go now. Garner, he pushes some pressure on. Himmelberg charges out. Lienitz with him every step of the way. Newchurch, be great to see some magic from him again. But that ball goes out of bounds. With only a couple of minutes left, it's the Crows looking like winners at the moment by 8 points.
Yeah, it's been exciting this last term. It's been good to see Port making a late rally, but the Crows have just steadied in the last 10 minutes or so. And they've got the ball at the right end for them. 50 metres out. 8 points in front, 25-minute quarters we've played, so only a couple of minutes to go. As again, good tap down there. I reckon it was Bassini in the ruck this time, and ball now towards the boundary line, and O'Connor happy to see it over.
We haven't seen, I've seen a little bit of O'Connor today, but just up close. He's a big midfielder, isn't he? Like, he's got a lot of size for him.
Impressive size about him.
Yeah.
Definitely. And he's been involved in a bit of push and shove as well, so not afraid to get involved, and that's going to be a free kick, I think, coming back to Strawn, who's also looked a bit better today, a bit stronger, and another 50-metre penalty.
Here we go. If the game wasn't over, now it certainly is. You know, a bit of time off the clock, and we jinxed him before. Well, I didn't really give him much hope as a ruckman going for goal.
I think he's paid a double 50 here.
But I think
he's paid a double 50.
There might have been a bit of back chat there, Norts, I think. Some of the Port boys might have used a bit of the lip.
Or has he paid? No,
just
it's
the
only a 150. It looked like he was...
Maybe get some real estate off him.
Yeah, goodness me.
Big 50, isn't it? So this will be the sealer, but...
I'm going to back him in here from 15 out.
It's been a good battle, hasn't it, Strawn and Hayes today?
I think it's been great. I reckon it's probably 50-50. I think they've both had their moments. Hayes probably gets him in the athleticism, but Strawn's worked really well around the ground and kicks the goal. And
gets the finishing touch. So Strawn with his first, and the Crows will win this opening game, and they now lead by 14 points. And nice reward for effort there for Kieran Strawn after a long day in the ruck. We haven't seen Thilthorpe in there, but Strawn's carried it quite well, Lee.
Yeah, Himmelberg, I think, did a little bit as well. But, yeah, Strawn's probably done 80 to 85%. Good for his, fitness, sort of get a big run under his belt, because he will be the primary backup to Riley O'Brien this year. So good to see him get a bit of a run. So Siren should go at any moment now. Crows leading by 14 points, 66 to 52 here at Albert. And there is the siren. And that wraps up a pretty good game of football to kickstart this Super Saturday here at Albert and Oval.